Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. My name is Doug, and today we're talking a bunch of horror. So get your P's and Q's in order. Throw out whatever you want to talk about in regards to this wonderful genre. Lots to talk about, lots and lots and lots to get into. We have a new movie coming out this week, ladies and gentlemen, and I think I had a spider running down my arm a minute ago, by the way. Yeah, before we even get into movie talk, let's talk about the real horror here. I'm sitting here getting ready for the stream. I always fill up my cup of water if I remember. Got it all ready to go, sitting here, and then I just feel a spider go down like my leg, and I'm pretty sure like I brushed off a little bit of a cobweb or something. I don't know if the spider is still here. I don't know if he's still hanging out with me right now. He could be. I might have just flicked them off of myself, but who knows? There might be some screaming during today's stream. there might be a few of those. We'll see what's up, but hopefully not. But anyways, horror movies. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the way, baby. We got I Know What You Did Last Summer this week. It has a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's how you know it's good. So I'm excited for that, you know? I'm seeing it tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I'm going to change up Friday's stream. I don't want to talk spoilers about this one immediately. I know that not everyone's going to be able to see it Thursday night, maybe not even Friday night. So I think we're going to do an unrelated thing Friday night. I got an idea for a weird kind of stream that I've been wanting to do for a while. We're going to run it. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see if it works or not. I hope it does, because it's a really cool idea. I'd love to make it a new series. I don't even want to say what it is yet. I just want it to be a surprise. But show up Friday. We're doing something different. We're getting down and dirty and kind of weird. And that's kind of how I like it. So Froggy Fresh Shitposts is #1 right now in the chat. What is up, my friend? You have the golden crown. Saying, sorry, total hiccup. Gonna rewatch I Know What You Did Last Summer yesterday ahead of the new movie. So I searched it on Prime and it came up, but it actually didn't come up. It was a TV adaptation from 2021. Oh, dude, you can skip that. You don't have to do that at all. No worries there. Yeah. I still feel cobwebs all over. Like something's going on down here, man. The spiders all decided, you know what? Jake's moving out in 2 weeks. We're coming up here. we're moving in, baby. The spiders are moving into my room right now, if you're just joining us. Yeah, you can skip the TV series. I'm going to be so real. I think the first 2 movies, that's the franchise in my eyes. Watch those bad boys and then move right on into this new one. Froggy Fresh, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for being #1. In second place right now with our crown system is RJ Skarenki. It's Wednesday, time to talk some horror. You're goddamn right, RJ. Let's get into it. Hump Day, baby. We love it. Who's a 90s baby like me and watched that commercial all the time? Was it the Geico commercial with the camel? Yeah. That it's, there's so many commercials I feel like all of us from this time period can kind of like just hit on and we instantly recognize them. One of them is, you gotta be quicker than that. If you say that, for people who are my age, they know exactly what you're talking about. Some people, there's young kids out here. I'm officially at that age where I can be like, oh, the kids don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Because I'll say this shit to my nephew or my niece, and they just look at me like I'm crazy. Maybe I might actually just slowly be going crazy. Ella, #3. What is up, Ella? How's it going? Saying, yay. Yay, yay, yay. Yay, yay. Hello. Welcome in. Our resident stoner. What's up? What's up? Brian Smith says, you like the new videos where I talk about the news? Thank you so much. They're fun and easy to make. I like making them. I used to, do whole videos on entire small news segments and they would get like 200 views. So I'm like, let's just group all the small stories into a gigantic video. So it's been fun making those. You will see one every Monday, moving forward. That's gonna be my Monday video. I have a crazy schedule that I've been perfecting over the years, and I think I finally got it down. And moving into this new apartment in a couple of weeks, I think we're on a schedule finally. We got something figured out. It's been tough figuring that out, being a news-based channel, but I think I'm finally onto something. I've cracked the code. Faith Dorn is saying, hey, JK chat. Hope everybody is having a great Wednesday. Same to you, Faith Dorn. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying some horror this week. Maybe going and seeing the new I Know You Did Last Summer. Really excited to see what that's all about. Anakin's anger management therapist. You're not doing a good enough job. Anakin is still very angry, last I checked. Yo, Jake, what up, dude? Welcome in. I'm just messing with you. How's it hanging? I saw you just said that you should get Sinners on Blu-ray. Yeah, I would say absolutely. It's like, you heard it's like Scarface or Casino, but with vampires. That's not too far off, I would say. It's got like a period piece vibe to it, though. I think that's like the one really interesting thing that flavors that movie in such an interesting way. It's what is it? It's like early America vibes, like, which is kind of cool. Not too early America. I can't remember when it's set. I want to say it's like early 1900s, late 1800s. If I'm not I can't remember, dude. It's been like a month, 2 months since I've seen that, and I've seen probably 30 more movies since then. I gotta rewatch it though. It's on Max now, and honestly, it's probably one of the better horror movies of the year. I had a very good time with it on that first watch. But I gotta validate my parking and going for round 2 sometime soon. Melissa Wildcard, the Wildcard is hanging out with us. What's up, Melissa? Hey Jake. Hey Melissa. Yo yo. Picky Piggy. Hi Jake. How are you? Fantastic. Fantabulous. Making the truffle butter. That's how I'm feeling today. Picky Piggy. How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by the gaming stream the other day where we played Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, which your little icon is from. So thanks for being there for that. Cody, thank you for being a channel member, my friend. What is up? Hey, Jake and folks, did you see the new teaser for Mortal Kombat? I did not yet, but I'm really excited for this one. Cannot wait for Mortal Kombat 2. I'm one of the weirdos that loved the first movie. Everybody was like, this movie sucked. I hate Mortal Kombat. And I'm just like, no, what? That's my favorite Mortal Kombat movie, easy, dude. Loved it. Oh, banging. So I'm hyped for the sequel, man. It can't come soon enough. I think it's dropping in October, right? If I'm not mistaken. Really hyped for that. I gotta watch this new teaser. Jace Crawford's hanging out. What's up, dude? What's up, Jake? Yo, yo, yo. What's hanging with some buddies and threw on The Descent? A hit among all, I'd say. Love that film. It usually is a hit for most folks that like horror movies. You know, maybe for people that don't like horror movies, that might be too much for them, especially with the way that one starts. Yikes. Gasp. Gulp. Oh my God. What an opening scene. The Descent, banger, dude. I mean, I think this is saying something too, because I think the thousands is one of the most underappreciated time periods for horror. So many times it gets shit on. Everyone's like, oh, the thousands. Terrible horror movies there. I disagree. Maybe one of my favorite time periods for the genre ever. That's a top 10 from the 2000s, man. The Descent rocks. Ooh, baby. I don't want to shit on Neil Marshall, but is that the only movie of his that I like? Maybe. Which is such a shame. I've tried to watch his other movies. I can't get into them. I don't know. Everyone said Dog Soldiers. Watch Dog Soldiers. I don't like Dog Soldiers. I'm sorry, man. It's Predator with a werewolf, and I don't mean that as a compliment. I don't know. I want to like it. I really do. I've tried to watch it twice. It's not for me. Devin Morgan is with us saying, I'm looking forward to the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, but my expectations aren't really high. Well, it's got a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. But remember, Rotten Tomatoes is rigged. And if you don't believe me, look it up. It's rigged. They've proven it's rigged. It sucks balls. You can't trust Rotten Tomatoes. And I don't, so many people are like, oh, I want to be a Rotten Tomatoes critic one day. I could care less, man. This is all I need. I just need my weird little corner of the internet, my gross little corner of filth. I'm good on all that. But I Know What You Did Last Summer, man. I'm still excited for it. There's a new clip that just came out for it today that looks decent, looks okay, looks solid. I don't know. It's tough to judge this movie already based on the trailers and stuff. I feel like it's really going to come down to what's the twist, how crazy are the kills, who are these new characters, are they likable, do they suck? Lots of factors that we got to put into this bad boy. But I'm excited. My expectations aren't super high, maybe like right in the middle, but I'm hoping that it goes above that. That's kind of where I'm at with this new movie. I hope it rocks. Bobby is saying Jake possibly starting a new job that has its own horrors, kind of nervy. I hope not. I hope you're not. Don't be too nervous. Listen, starting a new job is always scary, but I hope you kick ass and take names. Chew some bubble gum, baby. No, you're gonna do great, Bobby. You're gonna do great. So much love to you, my friend. Positive vibes moving forward. Gemma G really wants me to do something about that fan film, make a sequel, make a prequel. Just send it back to Windsor, please. Like the Scream one, I'm begging you, that was peak. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We may be doing more with our original property, Chicken Man, sometime soon. I'm not officially announcing. This is not me officially announcing anything yet, but we may be doing more with that sometime soon. Who knows? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't be the one to tell you. I'm going to be the one to tell you at some point, but not right now. I can't, no official announcements yet. Samantha Robinson is saying, hey, Jake, crazy idea for a Final Destination movie, but hear me out. What if they incorporated Megan into Final Destination, where an android goes haywire and then just going after people? We're crossing realms. We're doing a Freddy versus Jason, but Megan versus death. Hey, you know what? If Freddy versus Jason, that bizarre ass movie can work, anything can. That's what I'll tell you. Picky Piggy hasn't seen any of the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies. I recommend the first two. Turn your brain off. You know, don't think too hard about them. Don't think too much about what's going on screen, but just have a fun time. I think that they're kind of... I personally, I think they're kind of dumb, but I love them. You know, I love that they're dumb. And doing some research on them this week, it's like, wow, they missed the point of the book that they're based off of, like big time, is my overall take on the films. But are they fun? They are fun. I'll give them that for sure. Cody is saying, let the spider bite you, Jake. You may come with great power, but it also comes with great responsibility. You're right. I should just lay in a pit of spiders and let them bite me. I might get superpowers. Might. There's the chance is not zero. That's what we have to remember when it comes to spider bites. There's not a 0% chance I'll get superpowers. There's a non-0%. That's what it is. That's what they say. There's a non-0% chance of superpowers. I'll take it, baby. Let's go. Cody, I can't. No disagreements there. No disagreements at all. Real quick, I wanted to know if I can still do this. I do. I can send out 5 gifted memberships still this month. I was thinking about this earlier today, and I'm like, oh, do I have those? Let's send them out. There we go. I want to get rid of them. I want to give you guys memberships. Big thing about the membership program that's cool as fuck nowadays is I was doing videos. I was doing these like live streams exclusively for folks, and it just didn't seem like I would get like 2 videos on these exclusive videos that I would make. 2 views. I meant to say 2 views on like exclusive videos I'd make for members. It didn't seem like a lot of people were watching them. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking comments from you guys who are members and posting shorts on the page based on your questions, things you want me to cover. And this is a way of kind of just having members just get videos made on the page. Be a part of the conversation beyond the live stream. So if you're a member, leave me a crazy comment under the videos, under the live streams, anywhere where there's a comment section, essentially. And I will try to save it and try to make some kind of crazy video out of it. So I've just gifted 5 memberships to some folks. We're giving that to Bobby, who needs it because he's nervous about this new job. Denise Wheat, King Parham, Shot by Shot, and Maddie Ice. Welcome to the fold, my friends. Sip up on the Kool-Aid. It's friggin' delicious. Leave me some fun comments for the next month or so while you got that free membership, and we'll make some fun videos out of it. Or become a member today if you're not one. Hey, I sound like a used cars salesman. Become a member of the page today. Aha. There we go. A little transatlantic accent for you guys. That's the best I can do. Anyways, let's get back to this. Ty Lee, also a member. What is up, my friend? You watched The Woman in Black in 1408 with director's commentary. I recommend 1408 especially. I love that one. Other movies I watched with commentary is New Nightmare, Rob Zombie Halloween 2, and Ouija Origin of Evil. I would not watch the first Ouija with director's commentary. No offense. I don't even know who directed that film, but I kind of don't care. The second one though, Mike Flanagan, yeah, there's a story there, dude. Got signed on to do a sequel to this like mid movie and just blew the first one out of the water. This is a movie that doesn't oftentimes get talked about when we're getting into the whole which sequels are better than the original conversation. This is such a good one. Ouija Origin of Evil, dude. This is a sequel that blows the original out of the water. I mean, this is the Terminator 2 of teenage horror flicks from the 2010s, without a doubt. Is that an outrageous comparison? You're goddamn right it is, but I don't even care. Gina, thank you for the $2. I can only afford this one. Sorry. You don't got to do anything if you can't afford nothing, Gina. I just appreciate you hanging out with us, being in the chat. Means a ton. Thanks for being here, my friend. You're kicking off our super chat goal too. So we're already at 1 out of 10. Thank you for your support. Really means a lot. Hope you're doing okay. Thanks for talking horror with us. Thanks for the support, Gina. Means a ton. Paula Fitzhenry is also hanging out with us. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? Picky Piggy, if I could gift you a membership, and it's always random, so I just click a button and then it happens. So it gives them the 5 random people. I would give it to you if I could. You're always hanging out in the streams, and I appreciate you a ton for that, my friend. But there's going to be more random. There's 2 random draws that I can do a month. So in August, you might get lucky. You never know. You never know what'll happen. Flanagan, it's getting back to Ty about Mike Flanagan's commentary on Ouija Origin of Evil. Flanagan gives great tips on cinematography. Okay, rock on, rock on. His everything he's done, I feel, is shot very well. Especially Haunting of Hill House. That was something I was noticing watching that whole series. And I've seen some of his other series on Netflix, but like there's something about that one, especially in terms of cinematography, that's just like a little cut above the rest, I feel, in terms of shots and composition. There's a jump scare, which like I know some people like around the end of the 2010s were like, I'm so sick. I'm so sick of jump scares. I can't take them anymore. Take them out of things. But dude, when they're done well, they're freaking awesome, man. And there's one in Haunting of Hill House that you will not see coming. And a big, big, big part of that is the way it's shot. The way it is shot and the way, when it happens, it's unbelievable. It's one of those where you're like, whoa, oh my God, it got me so bad. Filled my pants up with poop. Just everything. White pants that day too. It was unfortunate. Some would call it a crime against humanity, but yeah, no, it was rough. We got some good questions coming from the chat here. We got Brian Smith saying favorite 80s slasher, maybe underrated, looking for a recommendation. Okay, I won't give you my favorite. I'll give you an underrated one. I just watched this movie called Intruder. That was pretty solid. Watched it last night. It's got who's in it? Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, Robert Tappert, and isn't it Scott Spiegel that directed it? Thank you so much. You're too kind. You're too pizza delivery right to your bedroom door. That's amazing. Intruder. I thought that was a solid watch. It was a fun time. Interesting, crazy things going on in that one. Takes place in a grocery store. Give it a watch. Trying to think what's another really good underrated one. You know what I really like? A movie that's a little slow but still has some like banging kills. Is Pieces. Have you ever seen Pieces? Pieces is, honest to God, it's a tough one to get through because it's just, I think there's some 80s slashers that don't understand consequential storytelling. That's oftentimes I have trouble getting through some of them because it's like, okay, this is just a bunch of things are happening on screen versus a story that is supposed to fall like dominoes. And it's because you got everybody making movies for like no money during this time period with the slasher boom. But man, Pieces, there's something to that movie. It's friggin' weird. It's a weird one, but it's got some great kills and an insane idea for a killer. So Pieces, man, I'd put Pieces up there. That's one. It's a film I appreciate. I don't know if I would watch it a million more times in my life, but I'm glad I sat through it the one time. I'm glad I did. I don't want to recommend Phantasm too, because I feel like that's another one that I feel the same way about. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily well done, but Phantasm is such an interesting film. I feel like more people need to check it out. It feels like a movie that was made in another dimension, like a horror film made in a parallel universe that was placed in our own realm. Wes Carpenter Flicks, hey yo, saying, yo Jake, just finished the Final Destination video. Thank you so much for watching it. Appreciate you guys a ton. Hadn't made a Final Destination video in a little while, so I'm like, okay, well, there's more to talk about. Let's just get into it. They should make one set in 80s New York with first responders. Ooh, that's a cool idea. Because, that's something we got into in today's video, sort of conflicting theories. The idea of doing a period piece for Final Destination again. Very big pro from this previous film that I'm like, would love to see that tried again at some point in the future. And I think I even mentioned, like, maybe do the whole movie as a period piece. Why not? But then the first responders thing, which was something I've been wanting to comment on for a while for a couple of different reasons. Recently finding out where that script came from, I had a million things to say about the original writers. Go watch the video if you want to hear more commentary on that. But bringing back the idea of first responders being the focal point of a Final Destination, I like the idea of mixing that with a period piece thing. You're kind of taking that original idea that a lot of fans really want to see put to screen for Final Destination 6, and then taking one of the coolest elements from the film we actually got just a couple of months ago, and kind of mushing that all into one thing, which would be Final Destination 7. Wes Carpenter Flicks, that's a killer idea. I love that a ton. I'm a fan. I dig the idea of period piece Final Destination. There's also a ton of books and one of them actually does take place in the 80s. I believe it's 80s LA, if I'm not mistaken, but 80s New York, yeah, rock on. That would be fun. Maybe have like a Scream 6 vibe to it or something. That could be cool. Picky Piggy is saying Silent Night, Deadly Night is a great underrated 80s slasher. It's pretty good. Silent Night, Deadly Night, that's top notch in my opinion. That's actually a really well done film. And I think it comes off as a little gimmicky. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, it's a guy in a Santa Claus costume running around with an axe, you know? Sounds like it's going to be kind of goofy, whatever. It's well done, dude. I like it quite a bit. I can't wait for the new one that comes out in December, by the way, starring our boy Corey Cunningham from Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends fans, lift up your glasses. You guys won. Rowan Campbell's the biggest superstar in horror. No, I'm kidding. But I hate Halloween Ends. I hate it with a burning passion. Hate's a strong word, and I mean it in this case. But I do love Rowan Campbell. I hear he's a very nice guy, and I think he's been good in literally every other role that I've seen him in. So I want to see him succeed. I really do, and I hope Halloween Ends doesn't just totally trash his reputation. He's going to be in Silent Night, Deadly Night as our main killer Billy, which is really cool. And I hope he rocks it, man. Hope he rocks it. Gina, you're talking about there's a new Amityville horror film coming out. This is like Amityville 80, I think. Like, I'm not even... Oh, you think I'm joking? You think that's me, Jake making a silly joke? That's what he does on his streams. He makes butt jokes. No, I'm not fucking around here. This is Amityville friggin' 80. But I actually have faith in this one, believe it or not. That's insane. We're gonna be talking. Listen, I'm gonna be an old man. I'm gonna have white hair. I'm gonna have a Gandalf beard. I'm gonna be like, yeah, Scream 73 comes out. I think this one's gonna be good. That's gonna be me way down the line. But Amityville 80. Let's talk. Let's break this down. Okay. Let's break down what's going on with this movie. It is coming from The Winters. These are a great up and coming directing duo here. What is it? Husband and wife, which is cool as fuck. And they have made two things that I just absolutely love from the last couple of years. They made Deadstream, which is a movie that the moment I saw it, I needed to buy it. I literally went to Walmart and bought the Steelbook like almost momentarily after. I'm like, I got up, watched it, finished it. I got up out of my chair, went and picked it up. One of my favorite movies from the year that it came out. I thought it was just so well done. It's found footage Evil Dead 2. I think that's the best way I've heard it described. So good, so much fun, so outrageous. But they also did a segment for VHS 99, which is maybe the best one in that whole movie, To Hell and Back. Really one of the very best VHS segments from these later movies, in my opinion. But man, The Winters, Joseph and Vanessa, I hope they rock it with Amityville. It is a weird franchise to continue at this point because didn't it fall into the public domain or something like that? And that's why there's like freaking 80 of them that like every company has gotten their hands on or something at some point. It's outrageous. If you look up the list of Amityville horror movies, it's insane. It's totally nuts. But I think this is like the 80th one. Rock and roll, baby. Let's see what it's all about. Let's see what they do now, I guess. So definitely, I'm definitely excited because of the creatives behind it. Sounds like I read the article a little bit that with the announcement. It sounds like they're trying to do something totally different too. It's not going to be like even remotely based on the story we all know. It's just Amityville House. It's just where we're trying something else out entirely. So let's see what happens with that. Froggy Fresh shitposts. I have not seen this one. Stage Fright from 1987 is extremely underrated. Nothing amazing, but still really good. Okay, shit. Okay. Stage Fright 1987. I have not seen that one. I'll have to put that one on. Damn. I like the title. Title sounds fun. Oh, Brian, you've never seen either of those movies that I was talking about? Pieces or Intruder? Okay, dude, rock on. Thanks for the recommendation. Kids and wife are out of town this weekend. I know what I'm watching. Dude, nice, man. Start with Pieces. So Intruder it's an interesting watch. I don't know if I was like over the moon about it, but I was like, okay, that was pretty good. You know, it was a solid 6. How does Fantano put it? It's a light 6. Jesus. What else do we got going on here? Wes Carpenter Flicks saying Scream 73, Stu is brought back to life by a TV and is now a zombie killing Sydney's great grandkids. Finally, in the year of our Lord 2087, we're gonna get this goddamn movie, and all the Stu fans are gonna be so happy. This is gonna be it. We're gonna have to wait a couple more movies. Like 60 something more movies, and then we'll get Stu's return. But it's coming, guys. Trust me. Cyborg Stu. Cyborg zombie Stu is on the way, baby. Oh, man. Okay, so this is what's... I never did research on Amityville. I've never even done a video on Amityville anything. So I've never done research on it. They can't copyright it because it's a real place, so technically they can like do whatever they want with the story if they're not using the actual story, I think is what you mean by that. Okay, so you can call anything Amityville just because it's just a town. All right, sick. Rock on. I wasn't sure if it was like public domain, if they didn't copyright it or something, if it was a Night of the Living Dead situation. I wasn't 100% sure. Oh, Cryptic Haze. This is absolutely the place to throw some love towards Immaculate. Let me tell you. Saying, sorry, but Immaculate is what the Nun films wish they were quality-wise. You're so right, dude. That movie bangs. Man, religious horror doesn't do it for me. The Exorcist is the pinnacle, the zenith of that, and it just never even comes close to that for me personally. Immaculate, though, dude? Wow, that was pretty good. That was solid. I'm so glad that Sydney Sweeney resurrected that film. I have the most respect for her ever after reading that whole article about everything she did with that movie. And it's like, shit, okay. That movie rocked. That knocked my socks off the first time I saw it. I need to see it again because, wow, I meant to buy that movie and I kind of just, there's so many movies that I still haven't bought. That's on that top of the list, and The Substance. I still need to get those two. Those are I will 100% watch those a million more times. Definitely got to pick those up. But man, if you haven't seen Immaculate, that is such a good movie, dude. And again, I'm not even crazy about religious horror even remotely. It's really not. I'm ugh, whatever. I guess I'll go see this. This kind of was my vibe going into that one. Wow. Blew me away, dude. Blew me away. Dave Sim is saying, hey, Jake, how are you, brother? I'm fantastic. How are you, Dave? What's up? What's up? Any news on the upcoming Hell House LLC movie? It drops in I want to say next week, right? Doesn't that come out on the 25th? Yeah, that's coming out. It's coming soon. Heard the new one won't be found footage and will be the fourth entry. Hell House Origins was amazing. Yeah, I'm hearing it's not found footage either. And I can't remember the dude's name. It's Stephen Cognetti or something like that makes those flicks. He just made a film called it was something Bunch of Numbers, Forest Road. It's on Shudder. I hate, I don't like publicly bashing smaller indie flicks. I really don't. It bums me out when I don't like them. I want to love all of them because again, just there's so many movies that get all this studio attention and this millions of dollars in marketing campaigns that suck, that are a genuine waste of time. And it makes me are you kidding me? And then some guy who poured his heart and soul into a flick puts it out there and no one cares. And it's amazing. And it dude, this happens. This a story as old as time, happens all the time with horror. But man, I just did not like this movie. I'm so sorry. It just did not do anything for me. This Forest Hills Road or something like that. I wanted to like it so bad, and I just wasn't crazy about it. So I never ended up talking about it. But it sounds like to me, how it comes off is that this fella made this movie so that we could go into Hell House with something different, not just doing the same old found footage. And I'm into that. I'm into taking a different direction with kind of a flagship series like this, something that is known for found footage. What can we do when we take that element away? I'm not against that, especially because this is supposedly the last one. That intrigues me a little bit, and I'm actually kind of excited. But yeah, again, I don't like crapping on that movie, man, and it bums me out. Go watch it. Go give it a try. Maybe you'll like it more than I did. I don't know. Didn't do it for me. I got 30 minutes into it, and I was just like, man, I don't know. I didn't give it a full chance, though. I will say I lost interest. But try it out. It's over on Shudder. I'll still tell you to watch it. You know what I mean? That's my thing about these indie movies, man. You got to give them a chance. Got to give him a big chance. Jason Carpenter has been a member for 29 months. That's a long time, dude. You even have 2s and 9s in this little message you're sending my way. Jake, my car battery died this morning. Jeez, I'm so sorry. $299 later, got it situated. Dude, I have been there, done that. It is a nightmare every single time. I am so sorry. Took the rest of the day off, ran some errands. Now I'm here on the live stream. It sounds like you're having a bad day, Jason. I'm so sorry, man. Well, it's only up from here. You know what I mean? You got a brand new freaking battery in the car. You're not going to have to worry about that for a little while, which is nice. Sounds like you bought a good one, too. I remember spending around that same amount of money when my car battery died. And I'm just like, you know what? Give me the elite battery. Give me the holy fuck battery so I don't have to worry about this again. I was stuck in a Sheetz parking lot for like 90 minutes. It was terrible. But at least Sheetz has good food. You know, I got some mac and cheese bites. I was situated, but man, it sucks. I understand. I've been there, done that. Not a fun time. But now you get to chill. Now you get to rest, hang out on the live stream, talk a little horror. And we were just talking about Halloween Ends, my guy. So Jason Carpenter, if you need some good news as a Halloween Ends fan, which I know you are, Rowan Campbell, our boy Corey Cunningham, he is going to be the new killer in Silent Night, Deadly Night. This is not remotely news. We've been talking about this for some time now on the page. But hey, it's something to look forward to, okay? Corey is going to be Billy, and that's pretty cool. So, Jason, thank you for being a member for as long as you have. I appreciate you a ton, and I'm so sorry that you're kind of having a rough day. Hopefully positive vibes moving forward with the day. And I also want to get to this, too. You're saying, I was not a fan of Jaws on the first watch on the 4th of July. Maybe it was the floods down here in Texas that soured my mood, but it worked much better on my second watch. You were telling me that, and dude, I was actually bummed. You know, I respect everyone's opinions, but not like in Jaws. It kind of broke my heart a little bit, I'll be honest. But I'm glad you've come to your senses. No, I'm kidding. I'm really glad you like it though. To me, it's like this is such a normie take, and I don't care. Jaws is just one of the very best movies out there. I mean, it's phenomenal. I think there's so many good characters, some great ideas across the board there, and it's the father of all blockbusters, man. It's a banger. It's a banger for what it is. I don't think you would have any summer blockbusters without what that movie did. So I have a lot of love for it, and I'm glad that you dig it. Erica is also joining us. Thanks for modding tonight, Erica. We appreciate you a bunch. I was just getting a call. And then the person decided not to call me anymore. I see how it is. Okay. Fuck you too. Cryptic Ace is saying, I like the first Hell House, but thought all the charters, all the sequels maybe were all the characters were unlikable. They are kind of unlikable. But I feel like that's kind of part of it. You know what I mean? It's kind of, they're flawed. They're all very flawed. I do wish I liked somebody a little bit, though. I will say that about that movie. I'm totally going off the rails here, though. Erica threw a super chat out there. Thank you so much for the $2, Erica. Saying 8 more super chats to reach the goal. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. Erica, thanks for being here. Thanks for throwing $2 out there. It means a lot. And thank you again for modding. Again, means a lot to me. So thanks for being here. Thanks for talking horror. My Chunky Jordy has also been a member for 25 months. Rock on. Woohoo, Gina. Yeah. Ugh. Devil horns, baby. Thanks for hanging out with us for that long. That's 2 years and a month. That's more than 2. That's beyond 2 years. That's insane, Gina. Thank you for the support. It means a lot. It means a lot to the page. Mr. Rick sporting the red right hand thing right there that you can kind of see in the background, which is sick as fuck. We had people come in, Mr. Rick, we had people just come into the stream saying they want more of that story. I don't know what I would do. I have absolutely no idea what I would do to continue that story, if I'm being real. I'm glad so many people like it. It actually got brought up at GhouliCon this past weekend, and I'm like, thanks. I think it sucks, but thank you so much for watching it. It really means a lot. Anyways, let's get to your chat here. You're saying, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Rick. Can't wait to go see the Last Summer this Friday. Going with a friend that never saw the other ones, but we just watched one yesterday, and then we're watching 2 today. Very nice. That's going to be an insane triple feature. That really is going to be kind of nuts. Going from like basically late 90s cinema to now modern, like the modern continuation. That's kind of what I did with my sister with Scream. She had seen the original one a long time ago, and then we watched like 2 through 5 in like a couple of days and saw 6 in theaters, and she was just overloaded with Scream. So I don't think she's watched them since, but she does like them quite a bit. We have you know what's so funny about the Scream movies, man, is I swear to God, everybody has a totally different take on these films. And the we have a huge disagreement about Scream 5. We like the film, like we pretty much agree on everything else. But Scream 5 is a point of contention between me and her. Like, she hates that they killed Dewey. Hates it with a burning passion. She's like, that is the biggest mistake the Scream franchise ever made, is how she feels. And me personally, I'm like, that just rejuvenated my love for this series. That was a huge shock. Didn't see that coming. So it's a constant debate going back and forth on whether that should have happened or not. And I think it's great. It's always very, very nuanced takes back and forth. It's crazy. I love it. But anyways, I really hope you enjoyed the new one. I'm seeing it in less than 24 hours. I'm so excited to get into it. And I will have a spoiler-free review of the new I Know What You Did Last Summer tomorrow night. I will warn you guys, there are spoilers out there. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, guys, if you put spoilers in the chat, this is the funniest fucking thing. I said that and I look over and someone's trying to spoil I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on now. Since there's spoilers going around with this movie, I'm just going to be so real. So in an effort to just keep away from these spoilers throughout the week, and also on Friday, we're going to be switching it up, opposed to just talking horror like how we usually do. We're going to be playing a fun, crazy little game. So stop on by Friday. We're doing something different. It's going to be fun. Still horror related, but just different. And also, we got a few more friends joining us. We got Teddy saying, Jacob, my friend. What is up, Teddy? How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. I see y'all are streaming on Twitch. I don't have a Twitch. I would come hang out in those streams if I had a Twitch. But I'm glad I'm glad that's all happening, Teddy. Thumbs up. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. We appreciate you. Who else is with us? Fort Misery Gaming is saying, I don't care what people say. The first I know is a master slasher film. I wish I liked it that much. I really wish I did. I think the performances are sick as fuck. I think it's a fun popcorn flick, but I just have so many problems with it. It's okay. It's all right. It's solid. I wouldn't call it top 10 of all time or anything like that. Did I see the first reviews? So I know are very strong. Are you more excited to see it now? I'm seeing mixed reviews overall. It's got a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like I said earlier, though, Rotten Tomatoes is kind of rigged. But it does feel like it's a little more of a mixed response overall. The people that seem to like it, though, are feeling very strongly about it. I don't know why they're trying to trash Scream 5, but they've kind of made that a talking point now. It seems like everyone who really likes this film is like, man, I Know What You Did Last Summer just kicked Scream 5's ass or something. I'm like, what? Okay, all right. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But goddamn, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this film. I'm trying to go into it with like middle of the road expectations. I've said this before. I'll say it again. It's a sequel that never needed to be made. I think the original I Know What You Did Last Summer is such a one-shot story. The fact that it even has sequels to begin with is kind of wild to me. But I'm going to check this out. You know, since the beginning, since this project got announced, I've been kind of scratching my head about it, but I'm still going to check. I'm still going to see it. You know, I don't understand how something that specific could happen in Southport multiple times. The idea of something like this happening in literally the same city is kind of insane to me and a little convoluted, but going into it with knowing that, I'm setting my expectations a little more in the middle, you know, maybe not low, but in the middle. It's got a very good cast. We have Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. returning, which is cool as fuck. And I just love Madeline Klein on Outer Banks. I think she's one of the best parts of that show, which makes me really happy to see her here. Chase Sue Wonders, also a very good part of Bodies, 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 which I think is one of the better murder mysteries of the 2020s so far. So I think there's going to be some good things happening here. I can't see it being all just... I can't see it being a total disaster. I definitely don't think it's going to be that. But my early predictions, I think I'm going to give it like a 6 out of 10. That's my early... where I'm thinking this movie is going to land for me. But hopefully it's better than that. That'd be awesome. I think The Fisherman's definitely going to score some of his best kills just based on the trailer alone. Looks like it's going to have a higher body count. Hopefully better kills than the original because, oh my God, there's no interesting kills in the original except Helen Shivers' chase scene, which isn't a kill, but it's it is a kill, but the kill itself, it's fine. It's whatever. It's the tragedy of the situation. What's been set up with their character. That's what's great about the scene. The sequel, believe it or not, that is outrageous and ridiculous, has better kills all day, every day, no contest. But I'm hoping that they can give the fishermen some bloodier kills, some more brutal action going on here, and then we can also have some good characters. That would be sick, and a good reveal. I want a good reveal, baby. Want that to happen. Want to make something good happen at the end of this one. Victor Simpson is saying, LOL. Hey, yo, Victor. What up, what up? Blindside is also hanging out with us, saying, hey, Jake, how you going, buddy? I passed my personal trainer exam yesterday. Nice. So I'm not a certified personal trainer. So I'm not a certified? Wait, what? You are. You passed the exam, so I'm not a certified personal trainer. I think you meant you are. Did I read that right? Gonna celebrate with 24 donuts and some 90s horror tonight with my wife. Dude, rock on. That's sick as fuck. With donuts? Okay. I mean, you're a personal trainer, so you're gonna knock that all off like it's nothing. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, sick, bro. Enjoy yourself. Have so much fun. 90s horror with your wife sounds awesome. That sounds like a good time, man. So have some fun. It's the middle of the week. You passed your exam. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you, my friend. Killing it. Teddy's also saying that I played a really good game recently I can recommend to you. Please throw it out there, dude. I'm always looking for game recommendations. Literally always. Forever and always here for that. Love that. What else is going on? Oh, Tom is saying, I have strong feelings that all the Melissa Barrera fans boycotting Scream 7 are going to be the ones saying that the new I Know What You Did Last Summer is better than Scream. I feel like, I feel like they wouldn't shit on Scream 5 and 6 though. I feel like that's like their whole, like they love those movies. But they might say when Scream 7 comes out, they're like, "Oh, I Know What You Did Last Summer did this but better." Even if it's not true, who knows? I honestly do think that Scream 7, I think like just where I'm sitting right now, I haven't seen either film obviously, but if I had to guess which one I'm gonna like better, probably Scream 7 over the new I Know You Did Last Summer. I know everyone's like, oh, KillJoy Jake's the biggest Scream 7 hater of them all. I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not. I just have criticisms. People can't take light criticisms of things, man. Come on now. Not everything Scream is just perfect. Not everything that Kevin Williamson poops out of his butt is gonna be absolutely perfect, man. Just like literally any creative ever. So we can't just whatever they say and do, we can't just hold that up to the gold standard. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we got to, let's criticize this how it's looking. And right now there's some things about Scream 7 that I'm just not loving. I'm not loving the sounds of some of the things I'm hearing. But some things are good. We're getting totally off topic though. Which one do I think is going to be better? Honestly, Scream 7 all day, every day. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm excited for it and I think it's going to be fun. But I think ultimately the Scream films are it's just a better concept, a better series overall. But I am excited for this new movie. We've been talking about it a lot. So let's switch topics a little bit here. Hafiz Raymond is saying, I wish Jenna Ortega would return in the Insidious franchise. She's very briefly at the end of 2, which is something that a lot of people forget about the Insidious franchise. She plays the little girl in like one scene. And interestingly enough, there's a lot of folks that would love to see her hop back into the franchise at some point. I wouldn't mind it, man. Insidious is a franchise that just continues to succeed no matter what, which is kind of a nutty thing to me. It's a franchise that really has just stood the test of time in so many really, really fascinating ways. And even with these later entries that I feel are kind of a dip in quality from what we've gotten before in the past, there's still a lot of love, and they're making the most money out of any of the films in the whole series, which is crazy. Insidious: The Red Door, which I think is by far my least favorite of the entire franchise, like blew the previous film out of the water. I think it almost made like $200 million. Which is like, I think that's like almost double the profit of the original film too. Crazy. I mean, just, it's a nutty franchise. It really is. It's just an insane series that's been going on for a while. And I think there's like 3 of them I love. There's 3 of those movies I really enjoy, but then some of the other ones, not as much. Jenna Ortega coming back, maybe playing some sort of main character. I could see it. That could be fun. She's kind of an A-lister now, so they'd have to really roll the money truck up to her front door. But we'll see. Maybe. Anything can happen. We know we're getting a spinoff and a sequel to Red Door. So what the fuck's up with that? What's going on here? Bobby's got to go. Thanks for hanging out with us, Bobby. Appreciate you. Caitlin Johnson is saying hey from Tennessee. What's up, Caitlin Johnson? Hey, yo, how's it going in Tennessee? Is it friggin' hot today? It was just raining today. Raining here. I mean, just before I started the stream, like downpour for like literally 5 minutes, and then it stopped. It was kind of bizarre. Cypher, maybe? What's up, dude? How's it going? Any thoughts on a remake for House on Haunted Hill or a House of the Dead adaptation? That's a lot of houses. A lot of houses with evil entities in them. I don't know anything about a House on Haunted Hill, if they're doing any more with that. God, I haven't thought about that movie in forever. There's a 90s remake, or is it 2000? I can't remember. It's either late night, like 99 or 2000 remake of that movie, which is a lot of fun. And then House of the Dead, they are doing a new one of those, which here's my thing. House of the Dead, the 2 movies we have are terrible. I mean, like genuinely bottom of the barrel, throw them out. You guys the studio can keep them. But man, this new one I'm actually kind of weirdly excited for. It's coming from Paul W.S. Anderson, who, if you know that name, you know it's synonymous with some of the most ridiculous movies like from the thousands, without a doubt. Alien versus Predator, the Resident Evil movies, you know, the bad ones that made like $1 billion fucking dollars or something like that. I love them though. I don't even care. And I'm so excited to see whatever his adaptation is of House of the Dead. And Mila Jovovich, his wife, who also stars in all the Resident Evil movies, will hopefully lead that zombie franchise too. Nothing would make me happier. The cool thing about this one though, the one thing we do know about the plot, is that it's based off of what is, in my opinion, the very best House of the Dead game, House of the Dead 3, which is the one with the green shotguns, if you remember that from like Dave & Buster's back in the day. Game fun game. Love it. In terms of like rail shooters, man, that's like maybe my favorite one ever. So really fun game. Can't wait to see that one put to the screen. It also has, and I'm not even kidding, look this up if you haven't seen it, one of the most insane lines in anything, in any sort of video game, movie, TV show, whatever. It's a bar that hits like no other. And I'm not even going to say what it is. Just play through the game and you'll hear it. You'll know. I don't even have to tell you where it is. You'll hear it and you'll be like, oh my, wow, this guy's fucking crazy. But that's all I'm going to say. Tom is saying, have you seen The Descent? Do you prefer the original ending or the American one? Personally, I like the original, even though it's bleak as fuck. It's the original one all day, baby. I understand, the American one, why some people might want that little more, but man, I'm a sucker for tragedy, baby. I said it today in my video. I'll say it again here. I think if you're, this is a hot take, maybe. This is potentially a hot take, but I feel like if you're going to make a horror film, there has to be a tragic element to your ending. For me, it's like, I don't think I'm going to 100% love something unless there's something dark about the ending. It doesn't mean it has to, like, not every movie I need to see has to have a horrible, sad, brutal ending. But if there's not some kind of ambiguity, if there is not some kind of like darkness to the way a movie ends, I feel like you're just kind of ruining all the horror that preceded it. You got the thing about a dark ending, or the thing about some sort of tragedy leaving your characters there, is that whatever horror you presented in your film, you're able to now leave that with the audience when they're leaving the theater or leaving the first time seeing it, whatever. There has to be some kind of darkness to an end, to the end of a good horror film. It's a big argument I'll have. Otherwise, I feel like you're kind of missing the point. I also feel, contradictory to that though, I do feel that horror doesn't necessarily need to be scary, but like, to me, the best ones are. The best ones really are freaky as hell, and will have something that makes you kind of reel back in terror, or want to turn your eyes away, watch it through the slits of your fingers. Come on now, we got to have something like that in there. I'm here to be terrified. Feel like the best horror movies have an element of that. What else do we got going on? Today is one of the hottest and humid days ever, and I don't want to step a toe outside at all, says Erica. You're all the way down in Florida. I can't even imagine what that's all like. Brutal. And Erica is reminding the chat, yeah, if you even type, here's the thing, there are, I've seen them already. There are spoilers going around for I Know What You Did Last Summer. If you look it up, you're gonna find them. which sucks. I think I didn't take it out of this. I meant to take it out of this video, and I forgot. I actually was like, I'm gonna change the name of the stream because man, people are gonna fucking be spoiling that shit left and right. Yeah, there's spoilers going around for I Know What You Did Last Summer. Just be careful being on the internet because there are folks who will just come into the chat and just throw the spoilers out there. I don't know why. I don't know what pleasure you get in ruining other people's vibes. I don't know what kind of sick fuck would think that was a cool thing, but there are people out there. It sucks balls. So just be careful. There are spoilers out there, and unfortunately, even if you're joking, we will have to block you. And I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. But we don't do spoilers here. That's not our vibe. Not the deal. Not the deal here. Jordan Caleb is saying, Jake, have you ever seen The Fourth Kind? Super underrated and scary alien movie. The fourth. Hang on. Wait. I've seen Signs. That's the movie I'm thinking of. I'm like, is that the one? No, I have. Oh, wait. No. I've seen this one. I forgot. The Mila Jovovich alien movie. Yes, I have seen this. Yeah, I want to like it. This is another one that I want to like more than how I feel about it. It's kind of, isn't it set up in like, I watched it once like a long time ago and I'm trying to remember. Isn't it set up in a weird way? Like it's set up in like a documentary style format. Documentary horror, it rarely works for me, man. I don't know what it is. Everyone loves Evan, my buddy Evan from Rockland Graves. He just loves that one movie that's like documentary horror, and he's like, oh, that's the scariest movie I've ever seen. It did nothing for me. Like I'm just watching this and I'm like, you're telling me the scary thing that's going to happen before it happens on screen. That's not scary to me. It's kind of the same way I feel about The Fourth Kind. It's just kind of like they're just talking about scary things. It's like a campfire story, you know what I mean? It's kind of the same elements as that. Maybe if I was like, if I was way younger, I'd be terrified. But like, I don't know, documentary style horror just doesn't work for me. I'm glad you like it though, my friend. I don't know, not my cup of tea. I wish I liked it more. Jake, even more of a crazy hot take. I prefer Hellraiser 3 and 4 over the first two movies. That's a pretty crazy take, but I respect it. Hellraiser 3 is a lot of fun. And it's a different kind of movie than the first two. You know what I mean? It's definitely got like a sillier, more like Freddy Krueger tone. The first two for me are like perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about either of those films. So good. 3 is like, it's the popcorn movie version of Hellraiser. And I think I understand the thing about Hellraiser and why I think a lot of fans of that franchise don't like that film is they feel that it's goes against what Hellraiser is at its core. It's supposed to be the antithesis of Freddy Krueger essentially. And they basically turned Pinhead into him. So I get why people don't like that one. I vibe with it, man. It's a fun movie. It's a popcorn movie, but it's fun. It's got some crazy kills and a ton of different Cenobites. I think that's the one where you get like the dude with the CD player in his head and he's like they're shooting it at people and I think it sticks in somebody or some ridiculous shit. Hellraiser 3 is a vibe, man. It's very fun. Oh, Brian Smith. This is a good question. Thanks for the $10, dude. I appreciate the support. Again, really goes a long way. Big time. Keeps the lights on. We're moving into a new apartment right now, so shit is crazy, let me tell you. Brian, though, is saying with the super chat, is there like a universally hated movie that you actually love? Preferably horror, but it could be anything. I like Ghost Ship and 13 Ghosts, even though they were critically and terribly reviewed. Brian, I'm so with you on both of those takes. Ghost Ship and 13 Ghosts, both very good ghost movies. No, dude, I am with you 100% on that. Ghost Ship has an insane opening scene. Like such a blow your mind. You know, horror for me, like it's got to grip you like kind of immediately. I don't need you to do, you can take your time and have a slow burn, but like there's so many different ways that you can grip people right from your opening scene. And Ghost Ship is one of those movies that, although it maybe gets a little slow later, it has an insane opening that's like, fuck yeah, Ghost Ship. Okay, I'm in it, baby. If you can, you're kind of teasing more insanity to come when you have a really explosive opening like that. And yeah, Ghost Ship is really able to do that for me. I like that movie. It's fun. 13 Ghosts, also really fun for kind of a different reason. Actually, that does have an insane opening too, doesn't it? Yeah, 13 Ghosts has honestly, the opening is one of the best parts. Shit. But you also have 13 friggin' ghosts. There's all kinds of different crazy monster designs. I think anybody who's like super into, monster designs in general, like just to love that movie. That was one I saw kind of younger, and I just remember like loving all the different monsters and crazy shit. 13 Ghosts also has an amazing setting, like a 10 out of 10 setting that I just love. It's a really interesting concept. Kind of reminds me of Cube, if you guys have ever seen that movie. It's Cube with ghosts and a little more family friendly. A little more, not entirely, but a little more. Very fun movie. I really like both of these quite a bit though, Brian. I'm with you on these two. What's my movie that I love that is universally hated? I'm really trying to think here. Here's my thing. When I get this question, I almost always say Piranha 3D. Piranha 3D is a movie that is genuinely hated across the board. People like hate this movie. They're like, why was that even made? It's exploitative. It's this, it's that. I just think the gore is so well done in that film. The gore is great. It's an excellent like summer blockbuster with like a Jaws vibe to it. I don't know. Piranha 3D, man, it is a movie that I come back to every summer. I think it is such a fun watch. It has some outrageous coke-fueled characters too, and that's not an exaggeration. No hyperbole there. You got Jerry O'Connell, fucking Derek from Scream 2, putting candy up his nose, and it's crazy. No, it's a very fun movie. I like that one quite a bit. That one is one that I just think shouldn't have been so panned by critics. I like that one a lot. You know what? I'm gonna actually take a gander here. Let me get out of focus in the background for like half a minute here. Let me just sit and think. You threw $10 out there, Brian Smith. Let me just I'm gonna lean back in my chair, take a gander at my shelf here, and just really think about which movies I like on this shelf that aren't really not really for the I sound pretentious. I'm like, these movies really aren't for the modern audience, but I appreciate them. No, I'm just kidding. What's a movie that I really like that deserves some more love? Oh, hang on, Brian Smith. I got it. Alligator. 1980, written by John Sayles, who also did E.T. This is a friggin' banger, dude. Straight up. Guys, we're always talking about, I feel like a big thing sometimes, but I'll tell you what, I love me a good popcorn flick every now and then too. I like to kind of switch it up between those two things. Something with some substance, something that's just dumb fun. I like a little bit of both. Alligator to me is like one of the most ultimate popcorn movies that I just don't understand why it doesn't get more love. It is outrageous. It is full of shocks and surprises and crazy practical effects, and it is so much fun. Also zany characters that are just lean into the chaos and fun. Oh man, Brian, I think you said earlier that you got The Weekend. You're like, I'm watching some slashers, families away, whatever. Brian, dude, put on Alligator, man. Alligator's such a fucking banging movie. I'm gonna watch that movie this weekend if you don't. I'm gonna make my poor fiance watch that insane movie this weekend because I love that film I love it so much. I bought it on 4K. I've seen it like maybe 3 or 4 times too. I think it's so great. There's a scene in that movie, and I don't want to spoil all the surprises. Let me finish my rant about Alligator. I see people leaving. Okay, I see you. You're like, this guy just won't shut up about crazy B movies I've never seen. We're almost done. Hang on now. I'm spinning my yarn. Old man Jake, let me sit here and stroke my wizard beard. So here's the thing. Alligator, why I love it so much. There's a scene in this film where a bunch of kids are just playing baseball. It's inconsequential. Not a whole lot's going on. And then we have the friggin' alligator just burst up from the sewer, a manhole, just like concrete going everywhere, and just starts eating kids. It's like, what? Okay, shit, you go, girl. It's in my, and also if you're like, where have I seen that before? Maybe it's actually in my stream trailer. You might have actually seen it on waiting for one of these streams. But man, Brian Smith, watch this movie. We've lost 10 people since we've lost 15 people since I started talking about Alligator. Let's get back to it. Dear God, we're on a tangent. Oh no. Brian, thank you for the $10 though, man. I really do appreciate it a ton. It means a lot to me. I really hope you enjoyed that film if you watch it. Alligator, I don't believe is a Sci-Fi Channel movie. No, it came out in 1980. And it feels very 70s, honestly. It feels more 70s than it does 80s. But it's a very good watch. I recommend it. Really fun. Villain killing. So many people hate this. It doesn't have Michael Myers in it. Get over it. Just watch it for what it is. It's a standalone movie. Don't watch it as a Halloween flick. It's a standalone weird ass kind of John Carpenter movie. More what's his name? Tommy Lee Wallace directed that one, right? House on Haunted Hill 99. The doctor moving around freaked me out. Or am I thinking about Ghost Ship? Was there a doctor? Why do I not remember House on Haunted Hill that well? I just remember it's like kind of just like a bunch of like old timey characters in an old spooky house. Got a very it's got like it's a remake of an older movie. I honestly I don't think I've seen the original one. If I think I've only seen the 99 movie, but Victor Price. Yeah, I think it's a Victor Price movie if I'm not mistaken, but that's a fun watch. That's a 90s movie that doesn't get talked about as much. Halloween 3 is awesome, says Picky Piggy. I agree. Picky Piggy says Final Destination 4 is a movie that deserves more love. Okay, hey, rock on, dude. Final Destination 4, it's got some really fun moments, and I think it actually, one of the kills in that film, I think are one of the best of the entire series. I'll definitely give it that. Not Hill Jr., thank you for the 5, man. You're saying keep talking about alligators. No, there's some folks out there that want it. They're like, we want the alligator talk. That's all we want. Come on now. It's so good. Just watch it. I think it's like on Tubi for free or so. It's got to be out there somewhere. It's ridiculous. If you want to just turn your brain off and watch a ridiculous movie with silly characters, Alligator's so the vibe. So much fun. I'm very picky when it comes to camp, when it comes to campy stuff. Like, it can't be like too stupid to where it's just like, okay, I can't even, like, I'm not even having fun with this. It's so dumb. But Alligator is like just the right amount of stupid for me. Like, it's that perfect balance, in my opinion. Jason Carpenter is saying, hang on, Jason, we're going to get to that in 2 seconds. Nod23 Hill, I forgot to thank you. Thank you so much for the $5. Again, keeping the lights on over here. Appreciate that. Jason Carpenter, though, is saying, I hated Halloween 3 for 20 years, 95 to 2015. Something clicked for me as I got older, and it's now an October staple for me. Dude, and isn't it? It's such an October movie. It is such a fall Halloween feeling flick. And I think that's why it just fits perfectly in line with the other Halloween movies. I'm still, 78, Halloween 78, that's still the best one in my opinion. Halloween 3, it's probably top 3 from that whole franchise though for me personally. Even though I don't even know if I consider it as part of that series. You know what I mean? It's such a like just a weird ass kind of it's a sci-fi horror, I feel, more than anything. It's not even a slasher movie. I think that's why some people are just totally turned off to it. They want slashers. They want Michael Myers running around killing people. I get that. I understand it. Pat and Jester is saying, what's Alligator about? Self-explanatory, baby. It is just alligators big mutant alligators running around and attacking a town. People are trying to stop it. It's so simple. It's dumb and it's fun. It's a very good time. So again, put it on. Riley Rage is saying, question, yo, Jakey Poo, that's me. Do you think that Stab will be present in Scream 7, or is this franchise beyond this at that point? Ghostface is the IP. I like how you worded that. I don't think they're going to do anything with Stab at this point. I feel like they've kind of ran out of ideas with what to do with the whole Stab franchise thing. I don't even know what else they would do. You know what I mean? We've done the whole, the movie is mimicking real life or whatever. The movies aren't getting things right from the actual events. They're turning trauma into entertainment. You know what I mean? It's like, there's a lot to be said about that I think Scream 2 does a pretty good job with, and especially Scream 5 does a pretty good job with. So I don't know. I just don't know what else you would use it for, honestly. It's kind of one of those things where don't include it if it's not going to do anything to push the story, you know? I liked how in Scream 6, they just had like a throwaway line about why they're not talking about a new Stab movie in this one. That was nice. You didn't need it. You didn't need it in there. Again, I don't think it would have aided that story really. there's, you know, posters in the background or whatever, but there's not like a new Stab movie that they're constantly advertising like so many of the sequels. So I feel like, yeah, I just use it if you're gonna go somewhere with it. You know, if you got a new idea, something the franchise hasn't done already, but I don't know. It sounds like this movie, well, it does, I will say, Scream 7 sounds like it's going to have some AI commentary. That's something that's been a big talking point. Deep fake AI commentary. Could they have the new Stab film being written by AI? Maybe it's like new filmmakers who, you know, fictional filmmakers in universe are tackling the next entry in Stab, and we're going to use AI to make it, you know, and everyone's like, boo, fuck that. We don't want it. I could see that working, you know, but honestly, I like that better than some of the talk of the town with Scream 7. A lot of people have been saying the AI stuff is going to be voice, like people doing voices or AI videos that's going to fool Sidney Prescott into thinking one of the old killers is still alive. I'm like, please God, no. Please let that just be a rumor. That's Sidney Prescott wouldn't be fooled by an AI video, dude. No way. She's not my friggin' grandma, dude. She's a badass. She's not supposed to be fooled easily. Come on now. I think something like that would be way better, actually. So you know what? I'm gonna retract my previous statement. Stab, new filmmakers tackling it with AI, and it's a big controversial thing. That could be an interesting thing to dissect in Scream 7. Rock on with that. So yeah, use Stab, but do it the right way. Use it for new types of meta horror commentary. Something the series is the best at. What else we got going on right now? Villain Killin' Dylan, what's up, VKD? Saying Crab-bominable, the killer snow crab. Also, probably a masterpiece from that title alone. Oh my God. Chain TV is saying, I hope when the film goes out, you can see rows of people dressed as Ghostface in theaters. We saw, didn't we? I think we saw a Ghostface at one of the screenings of Scream 5, I want to say. Someone had a mask or something going around, which was cool. You know, it's funny. I think I saw Scream 5 like 3, 4, 5 times in theaters because I was talking about it so much. I'm like, I got to be fresh on it. And then Scream 6, a couple times in theaters too. I'm 7. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go. It depends on how good the movie is. You know, I never know how. Like, honestly, man, it's so weird because some movies I'm like, I gotta see that again, like in theaters. Like, I have to see that on the big screen one more time. Then sometimes not as much. But we'll see. Scream 7, I hope it drives me to the theaters more than once. You know, that would be cool. 28 Years Later is a movie that if that's still in theaters, I got to see that again. I'm going to see I've had a crazy week already. So I'm going to watch Superman tonight, like literally after this. And then you know what? I might have time for, I want to see 28 Years Later again, dude. I am dying to watch that film again. I'm just going to I know I'm on stream right now, but I kind of want to look up if this is still in theaters or not. What's up with that? Does anyone know, is 28 Years Later still out there? Is that, yeah, no. Okay. That's still sick. Okay. Rock on, dude. Yeah, no, there's a ton of showings of that tonight. I'm shocked. Okay, rock on, dude. I'm seeing that in theaters again, man. The more I think about, I've seen 28 Years Later twice so far. I got to see it a third time. I'm dead serious. I mean, that movie, I just cannot stop thinking about that film. I was like, didn't know how to feel about it at first. Second time, I loved it, and now I think it's easily my favorite horror film of the year. Like, it has just grown on me so much. Like, I cannot stop thinking about it. I'm so excited to see what comes next from this. And I think I'm actually at the point where 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, that might be my most anticipated film within the next 6 months. Like, I'm dead serious. I cannot wait. I'm dying to see that one. Okay. Back to it though. Jason, you said I saw Scream 6 5 times in theaters because I loved it so damn much. Nice. I'm glad you liked it. That's sick as fuck. For Misery Gaming is saying, hell yeah, Superman rocks, Jake. Have a great time. Filmed here in my hometown of Cleveland, so I got to support it. I've never seen a Superman movie ever in my life. So I'm familiar with the character, you know, but that's about it. I've never seen one of those ever. I know of the character. I know of the other movies. I don't think, you know what? I think I saw Batman versus Superman, but I wasn't paying attention. I totally lost interest at a certain point. I don't think I ever finished it. So I've seen that, you know, I've seen, wait a minute. I've seen Justice League. No, I lied. That is a superhero movie or Superman movie, technically. I saw Justice League. I forgot about that. No, I did. You know, Zack Snyder's Justice League was pretty damn good. I actually did really enjoy that. I always forget that movie. I don't know why, but I liked that one. I hope this one's better. I hope this one just is a little more fun. James Gunn, you know, kind of superhero action. I really like a lot of his. I think he's made some of the best superhero movies of the decade so far. So I'm hoping that this is nothing different. Wes Carpenter is saying Scream 7 comes out. I'm watching that once a week. Nice. Every week it's in theaters, and I'm definitely going in every robe I own. Sick as fuck, dude. Yeah, bring all the different kinds of Scream clothes. That would be crazy, man. All the different kinds of costumes that you got. I really want a white Ghostface robe. Like, I feel like that would be kind of sick as fuck. I've seen like the people who've done like the white Ghostface robe with the black mask. It's like the inverse of Ghostface, and I'm like, ooh, that's a cool, sick cosplay, man. Kind of love that. Cryptic Haze is saying, I think next year for Scream 7, I'm going to make my own space Ghostface costume and wear it to the movie. Because I hate to say it, but Spirit's been kind of falling off in costume quality. Spirit Halloween, yeah, big time, dude. What did we got Beetlejuice costumes from there last year. Beetlejuice and Lydia. That's what Madison and I went as. And like, we got one that was supposed to be my size. It was not. If you look at those photos, it's like way bigger than it was supposed to be. Not the greatest costume either. And for the price, I was like, dude, come on now. Crazy. Dogpack 1979 is saying, can't wait to see I Know What You Did Last Summer tomorrow night. Enjoy. I hope you have a very good time. You've never watched a superhero movie in your life? What? Oh man. I mean, there's some good ones out there. There's like Dark Knight, dude. You got to watch the Dark Knight trilogy. Those are really well done. Probably some of the best movies of last like 25 years. Emo Nerd Girl is saying, in my opinion, Tara's mouth kind of killed the franchise for me. Huh? What? Tara's mouth, like, you mean like the words coming out of her mouth? Or like just the shape of Jenna Ortega's mouth? Like that? I don't know. You know, we were just talking about performances in Scream 5. That's a debate, like all things in the world of Scream. Honestly, I feel like it's weird. I feel that Jenna Ortega gives a really good performance in 5, and then I feel like she doesn't in 6, but I feel that Melissa Barrera totally picks it. Like, Melissa Barrera blows her previous performance out of the water in Scream 6, but I don't know if I like Tara as much in that second film, which is funny. So I'm kind of like up and down with the Carpenter sisters. But I do like their characters. I still think they have potential to roll with some more movies. Dogpack is saying, I never watched I already read that. It'd be so cool if we got a Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer crossover movie. I've heard so many people say that, and I'm like, how do we do that? Like, how would we make that happen? I don't even know. My other thing too is I don't feel like Julie James and Sidney Prescott would want to be people that work together. Like, Julie James, I don't feel like she's not a good person. That's my argument about Julie James and Ray. Like, these are not, you know, Sidney Prescott and Gail, like they're survivors and they have trauma through the events that unfolded. Said that they didn't murder anybody, but the ending to I Know What You Did Last Summer is way too happy. These characters should have gotten some sort of reprimandation or something, man. I don't know. I don't know. I can't vibe with them as much. I don't think that they would work together. That's why I don't know if a crossover movie would work for me personally. But I don't know. maybe Julie and Ray go Ghostface. I could vibe with that. Okay, Julie and Ray are coming after Sidney and Gail. Sure, rock and roll. Wes Carpenter Flicks is saying Eternal Fright on Instagram is a full white robe and masks look. That's sick. Okay. I'm going to have to check that out. I want to see, man, I really hope Scream 7 tries out some different Ghostface looks too. That was really refreshing with Scream 6 to have a slightly different mask. I mean, I know it was kind of just they applied the Halloween 2018 Michael mask skin to Ghostface, right? That's basically what they did. I don't know. I want to see something different done. There's so many different Fun World masks. Like, I don't know why they don't use some of those. Like, just even a different color. I don't know. Have some fun with it, Ghostface. Get flashy. Try something else out. What else do we got going on here? Emo Nerd Girl is saying, Tara's so sassy, not feeling the tude, dude. You're not feeling the tude. I mean, Gail and Sydney are very, very tude filled. I feel, in the original. I feel like they were just trying to mimic the same vibes of the 90s flicks. Those are such sassy characters, I feel. I mean, Sydney punches Gale in the face. That's beyond attitude. That's full on rage, baby. I don't know. I feel like you need a little bit of tude for a Scream movie. You know what I mean? It just kind of fits in line with the original. I want to see these characters. I want to see drama. I want to see them spilling tea and then punching each other in the face. Scream is violent, baby. Cryptic Haze is saying, I didn't mean to say Space Ghostface. Oh, for real? Just Ghostface, but now I'm tempted to pull a, nah, I'm going to do my own thing and make an original Ghostface suit. Bro, astronaut Ghostface? I think you have to do it now. Happy accident? That's, there are no mistakes. There's only happy accidents. Bob Ross, baby. That's, rock and roll. I know what you're doing now. I want pictures. I want deets. I want to see the whole process, baby. Make a video. Let's see it. David Coe, thanks for the $2. You're too kind. Oh my God, you sent in a super chat just to say that. Jake, is it just me or are you effing awesome? No, David, you're effing awesome. You're kind as fuck, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate your positivity, man. There's not a whole lot of that these days, and the world needs a little more of it. So I love that. Thank you so much for the $2. But thank you more so for the positivity, because we always need an injection of that anywhere we can get it. Thank you so much, David. So much love to you, my friend. So kind. That made my day, genuinely. Yeah, you're so kind. Samantha's also saying, Jake, my cat is running around the room looking for you. I'm right here. Samantha's cat, jump at the screen. Claws out. No, I'm kidding. Also, have you seen Bone Hill Road? Am I gonna get, is the FBI? There we go. Sign of the cross, baby. Okay, Bone Hill. So I'm cracking up. Bone Hill Road. It's a werewolf movie. Okay, sick, dude. Oh, I'm liking the werewolf design. He's furry. And it's got Linnea, is that her name? Linnea Quigley? I always forget how to pronounce that. She's from Return of the Living Dead, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm interested. Listen, I'm interested. I got to check this out. What's funny about her? Isn't she the one running the, sorry, total side tangent here. Isn't she the one running the side Return of the Living Dead movie? They sent me an email recently asking to support their thing, and I don't know how. I want to respond to it. I don't know what to respond to it, but I thought that was interesting. I appreciated it. I thought that was kind of them to reach out. But that's interesting. Linnea Quigley's in this. Okay, rock on. Bone Hill Road. 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's better than the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. 94% from audio. Okay. Here's the thing about Rotten Tomatoes. The reviews from the critics, I don't even look at that anymore. I solely look at what the audience ratings are. 94% is kind of nuts, dude. Okay. Listen, I'm always here for another good werewolf movie. Emily and Eden are chased into a house of horrors after they become stranded in the woods. Sounds simple premise. Maybe well done. Okay, we're going down Bone Hill Road. We're making it happen. I'm writing it down. I'm so glad that nothing popped up on my screen and was like, come on down to Bone Hill Road, XXX. Thank God that didn't happen. But no, I'm writing it down though. I'm gonna watch that one. So I can officially cross off Intruder to my list here. I gotta watch Funhouse still, which is on my watch list. Bone Hill Road. We're making that happen too. And The Gift, Ty Lee, if you're still hanging out with us. That's one I've been meaning to watch too, The Gift. Got to get to that too. Jason is saying, not having a bad day, Jake. I originally scheduled on work half a day to leave at noon. My spidey senses told me to take the other 4 off to replace my battery. I didn't want to be stranded at the movies. Dude, there you go. See, sometimes the spidey senses kick in. Sometimes the Final Destination premonition just comes right at the right time. And you know that some crazy shit's going to happen. Now you're going to easily make it to that I Know What You Did Last Summer screening. You ain't going to miss that shit no matter what. I'd love to hear it, Jason. That's wonderful, man. I mean, again, tough times, but it looks like you got a really positive outlook on it. And that's wonderful, my friend. So good. Very good stuff. Martin Shaw is saying, hi from the UK, Jake. Scream 7 theory. I got a horrible feeling that the opening scene is going to be like 4, and that's how they use Lillard and Foley. I hope not. I think that's got to be it, man. Listen, Martin, I would be genuinely on the stew train. I would be like, if it was just Matthew Lillard that they announced to come back, I'd be like, he's probably coming back. Like, they're probably going to say he's been alive this whole time. I would be right there with you guys, honest to God. But putting my biases aside, I'd be like, that's probably what's going to happen. But because at the same time they announced Scott Foley and David Arquette, like back to back, these announcements came. When I reported on it, I remember it. It was like Scott Foley, Matthew Lillard, David Arquette. I mean, it was just like bam, bam, bam. Announced all three of them in a row like that. I think they're using them briefly for an opening scene flashback. Like, I think it's definitely that. Or maybe not even an opening scene flash, but just a flashback somewhere in the mix. Because, dude, like, I just don't, how are they going to say that Roman's alive? Are they going to say that Dewey's alive? Like, that's a stretch. You know, it's one thing to say that Matthew Lillard is still alive, and you could write something in to stretch it and make it work or whatever, just because the fans want it. If that's what you wanted to do, but they wouldn't do that I don't think they would do that with Scott Foley and David Arquette. I don't think they would do it with literally two other characters on top of another surprise that I know about, which I won't tell you guys about, that I know is also going to happen in the film. So it's like, I just don't think it's that. I think it's going to be a flashback. We're going to see something from, Woodsboro. It's also a huge rumor that we're going back to some iconic location from the original trilogy. So I'm telling you, I think it's Sydney's house circa 1995. And we're going to be hanging out with these characters in a big old nasty flashback scene. We're going to see what really happened during Maureen's murder, which has been talked about so many different times across multiple movies in this franchise. And I think we're going to see what it's all about. But here's Martin, here's the positive thing about all this, because what do we want? Why do we want Stu back in the first place? I want to see Matthew because he's a goofball. I want to see him because he plays my favorite Ghostface again. And that's what I want to see on the big screen. I want to see Stu Macher in his prime. I don't want to see sad, bummed out Stu who's pissed off and angry and disheveled now. I don't know. I don't think I want to see Stu, who's been hanging out in the basement for 30 years, be the killer in a new movie. I feel like that's just, you're taking all the fun parts of that character and you're ripping them away. If this was a character who had always been very stern and serious and laconic, is that the word? Laconic. That's what I'm thinking of. Laconic, like very soft spoken, doesn't say a whole lot. Then okay, I could totally vibe with it. Honestly, if it was Billy Loomis, it was like, oh, Billy Loomis has been alive this whole time. I'd be more interested in that, honestly, than Stu being alive, because Stu is like, the reason I like him is because he's the goofy, crazy sidekick. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see him just doing that role. That's the role he does best. Why change it? Why don't fix it if it's not broke? So to me, a flashback is the best way to bring Stu back. For me personally, I want to see Stu how he was in 1996. Hopefully we get more of that in this new film. That's a best case scenario in my humble opinion, but we'll see what ends up happening February 27th. Really any theory at this point is on the table. We haven't seen footage from the flick. You know what I mean? We've seen pictures, set photos, we know rumors, yada, yada, but who knows what's true? Who knows what's not? So anything's on the table. Anything can happen. Stu could still be alive. We don't know. Dog pack words. Jesus, Jake. Jake, have you ever seen Sleepaway Camp? Yes, I have seen all of them. My God. The first one is like, again, in terms of camp, I love that version of campiness just really works for me. It is so outrageous, so over the top, just leans into the concept entirely, and it is so fun. What is the line? It's like, eat shit and die, Ricky, or whatever. And he's just like, eat shit and live. Bro, that's the hardest comeback of all time. Like, he just ended that dude's entire career with that. So I love Sleepaway Camp, so is what I'm trying to say. It is a bizarre movie. It's got a twist ending that is like controversial as fuck. And I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about it, honestly. The more I watch it, the less I understand it. It's kind of how I feel about Sleepaway Camp. But it's kind of like The Abyss. When you stare into the abyss stares back at you. And that's how I feel about that film. I keep staring into it, and I don't know what I'm getting out of it, but I'm getting something. It's doing something for me. And I'm not quite sure what it is. So it's truly a strange experience. The sequels are just kind of straight up campy horror, but there's a bizarro element to that first one that I feel some of the sequels lose, where it's just not as it kind of, I don't know, Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, they kind of just feel like typical ridiculous campy 80s slashers, where like that first one though, like I don't know, that's my cup of tea all day. And the fourth one, forget about it. Like I don't know what was going on with that one, but that first one, man, ooh baby, Ooh, baby. I like it. Makes me go, ooh, baby. For Misery Gaming is saying, I'm actually excited to see more flashbacks of what happened to Sid's mom and how Stu became a killer. I feel like it could do a lot to add to some of our favorite moments from the entire franchise. You know, hopefully they don't ruin it. You're playing around with something that I feel is very sacred, in my opinion. Something that has here. Another reason I guess I'm kind of concerned when it comes to Scream 7's approach, you know, the idea of going back to the past and kind of fiddling with things, making things one way or the other, is because the last time the series did that, I just wasn't a big fan of it. I don't like the idea that Roman was running the show the entire time. I think it's just way scarier had it been just two kids watched a bunch of horror movies and wanted to essentially do that. That's a terrifying, simple concept to me that the original Scream executes very well. And then Scream 3 is kind of where you start to get your first really big remnants of the soap opera storytelling that would follow in many of the other sequels. But I don't know, man. To me, keep it sweet and simple. The best stories really are that, just a well-executed, simple idea. Most of the best movies of all time, I feel, are just that. So I don't know if I need anything else. I don't know if I need any more Romans or any other strings into that narrative, but maybe fleshing things out and showing us a new perspective on that element could be cool. I just hope we don't add in a new element where it's like, there's a fourth killer there the entire time. It's just like, dude, what? Are we just going to keep going back to Maureen's death throughout Scream history and keep adding more people being connected to this shit? Like, I'm just like, is that what the Scream franchise has become at this point? I really hope not. I really hope not, man. Literally all I want from a Scream movie, the only thing that I want at its core concept is give me a solid murder mystery. There are so many different things that you can toy around with and play and make crazy and just go absolutely bonkers with. And the franchise has done that. Tons of different locations, different characters. Sure, whatever. Just give me someone's running around who's part of the group that's Ghostface. That's very simple. I just want to go back to murder mystery vibes with Scream, and sometimes I feel like it's just getting way too complex. And a lot of the things we're hearing about this new one, it sounds complex, and I'm just like, man, let's just bring it back down to what the original did so well. Just told a very solid murder mystery story, did it perfectly. It's a 10 out of 10 movie for what it is. And I don't know, maybe can Scream 7 capture some of that magic? Can we, take a lot of the things that felt too big about the previous entries? Can we put them in a box and make it just a smaller, simple story? I hope that the small town USA vibes of this one carry through the concept and story as well. But we'll just have to see. I hope so. My fingers are very crossed. They're like looped all the way around other fingers. That's how much I want that to happen. David Coe throwing $5 out there. Thank you, David. Thank you again for the support. Do you think the original I Know What You Did Last Summer, they should have a Ben Willis in the background more, making his reveal better, maybe a fisherman friend of Ray? I think that honest to God, I think that the guy that they killed should have just been honestly, here's the big thing I would change about I Know What You Did Last Summer, especially after reading what happens in the book. Here's my thing. No matter what, they were going to adapt the I Know What You Did Last Summer novel from Lois Duncan into a murder mystery slasher. The original novel is not that. It's not that at all. Like, it has the same characters, your Julie James, your Ray Bronson, Helen Rivers, not Helen Shivers, which is possibly the very best change from book to screen, changing that name. 10 out of 10, Kevy Wills. That is a sick fucking handle for one of the greatest characters in 90s horror. Let's go, baby. But, it's weird because that original novel, it's like they literally, what happens in the novel, they run somebody over. They kill this person. That happens. Like, there's no twist that reverses that later on. No, that happens. And the entire movie is them, or the entire book, I should say, is them trying to cover that up. And then finally you get to the end, you get a person that's been coming after him the entire time. It's not a slasher though. That's just not the way it's laid out. Then they finally get to the end of this insanity. They all almost die. And then they're like, okay, we got to fess up to this. We did something bad and now it's affecting the people around us. We gotta confess. to me, there's a fun to be had there. There's also a little bit of tragedy, and it's just a better mix. I would love to see that one day put to screen. But going back to the movie adaptation, they said, listen, we got to make this a Scream style murder mystery because that's what's popping right now. Kevy Wills, do your magic on this thing, twirl your little wand and make this thing, bam, millions of dollars. Make it happen. How do you do that? The big thing I would change is make it like Ben Willis's brother or something that got run over to the point where his like head got smashed into a freaking rock. Like, I mean, they hit him hard. You know what I mean? Dude is done for. Like, there's no question they killed a guy. Then this other person comes after them. Again, like I was talking about this earlier, but I'm like, man, the best horror movies have at least a little hint of tragedy at the end, I feel. And I feel like that would have just made that movie so much more interesting. Make it a standalone where it's still a fun popcorn movie. But these characters are genuinely did something awful and there's no reversing that. I think, and again, I think some people will hear that and say, but Jake, doesn't that take the fun factor away? No, I would argue it doesn't. There are a lot of movies just like this. Shaun of the Dead is one of my all-time favorite movies, just in general. I think it's the best horror comedy ever made, and it's because it does exactly this. This is a tragic horror film. And you might be like, you're talking about the one with, Simon Pegg, that movie? Yes, it's a tragic movie. He has to shoot his mom in that movie. That's brutal. He loses almost all of his friends, his best friend at the end of the film, and it's kind of got some crazy zombie action, blood and gore throughout. It's an awesome movie, dude. It's a 10 out of 10. It also has the best one take of all time. But there's a lot to love about that film. There's a lot of fun to be had, but it's also kind of fucking tragic too. I think the same thing could have been done with I Know What You Did Last Summer. If I were the one to, like, if I could tackle a version of that, that's literally what I would do. I would make it, the kids do end up brutally, viciously taking somebody down with their car at the very beginning. They cover it up, and then someone's coming after them that was related to this person that died. And I'm kind of hoping that that's what they do in this new movie. I really am. I'm hoping that's what the case is here, because I feel like that's kind of part of the draw to the novel that I feel like is kind of missing from the movies in a weird sort of way. So I'm excited for this new movie to potentially play around with that, with characters who are not exactly 100% good, that you're kind of following and maybe even rooting for, but you're still questioning the morality of the situation. That to me is the intrigue. That's the draw to a story like this. And I almost feel like that original movie kind of misses that whole factor. But my thing about Ben Willis, I think he's a solid kid. I think he's played very well by Muse Watson. Creepy performance for sure. Should he be in the background more? Should there be more terror there? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There's never enough of that. But I will say, to me, the reason I Know What You Did Last Summer is considered a classic is because of one of the greatest chase sequences ever put to film. Everything with Helen Shivers, dude, that whole character arc and her final chase scene is the tragedy injection that I needed in that film. And that's why I still really enjoy the flick overall and why I still come back to it often. The ending doesn't necessarily work for me 100%, but man, that whole scene is fucking amazing. I mean, like, actually a 10 out of 10, the best part of the entire film without a doubt. It's tense, it's suspenseful, terror fueled, and you got this great relationship between Sarah Michelle Gellar's character and her older sister Elsa. That to me is what is just such an interesting dynamic. Probably, I think, the most interesting two characters in the entire film, that whole relationship there, which I just love. Fort Misery Gaming is saying, do you not understand how good SMG is as an actress? She is, dude. And I think she makes that original film for me personally. So I just, that chase scene is what puts that film on the map. That's why I feel like you got just that scene. Like, I feel like if you're making a movie where you're trying to have a good chase sequence, and you're trying to write some good characters, watch everything that's going on with Sarah Michelle Gellar's character in that film in particular. I feel like she kills it. I have the utmost respect for her. I think she is genuinely one of the best actresses to come out of that time. And I can't wait to see her in more things. I really can't. I'm really excited to see her in Ready or Not too, man. That I am over the moon for. But David, I could go on and on. I Know What You Did Last Summer, I feel, is such a complicated franchise. And I'm again kind of excited to see what this new movie brings to the table to once again complicate it further. But Fisherman, great idea, great design that's pretty much came up with by Kevin Williamson, which is cool as fuck. But I'm excited for it, dude. Really hyped to see what it's all about. David, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you a ton. I'm sorry I'm so critical of this movie that I should just turn my brain off and just have a good time with it. But man, my ADHD is just way too crazy. Let me tell you. Fear the Talking Heads is with us, saying at work on break, but hello, hope all is well. Jake, thank you so much. Hope you're having a good time at work, my dude. Sorry, I'm just getting up on my soapbox and ranting. Casey Ray Vivo is saying, hi, I'm going to see I Know What You Did Last Summer on Friday. Do you think there will be another sequel? All depends on the box office performance of this one. If it does well, yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. I would imagine so. But we'll see. We'll see what it ends up doing this weekend. Monday morning, I'm sure I'll have some sort of report on that. Steve Kalinge is with us, saying, who's seen the Stranger Things trailer? Also, what's up, Jake? I have seen it. It's solid. I'm excited. I'm really hyped for Stranger Things Season 5. My girlfriend and I, we're planning on doing a whole rewatch of the show once we move into our apartment. It's weird. I've seen like seasons 1 and 4 like a million times. But I've only really seen like season 2 and 3 like once. So I'm quite excited for season 5 to see how it all wraps up. I'll tell you what too. I was not a big fan of Stranger Things at first. I really thought that it was kind of overrated. Seasons 1 and 2, I just were like it's okay. You know, it's solid. It's a Netflix show. You know, it's kind of how I felt about it. And to me, like season 3 just gripped me, dude. I was like, oh shit. Okay. You know, this is good. This is different. This is good. Really vibing with this, the character work, the fun we're having following this story. And then I think season 4 even blew it up even crazier. I think my problem with season 5 Stranger Things, I don't know how they can possibly do season 4 again. And like, I really hope they're not trying to do a gigantic story like that again, because that just barely worked in my opinion. Stranger Things season 4 is like on the brink of being a disaster, but just is barely held together because of how complex and convoluted it gets. But it worked for me, man. I'm watching this and I'm like, I can't believe this is working, but it is. I love Stranger Things. I think it's really doing some crazy impressive stuff, and I hope that can carry through in this season 5. I really do. Jake, if you could do a horror movies into novels series, like making movies into a novelization, or the other way around, is that what you're talking about? Because I'll tell you what, like right now, dead serious, Stephen King's The Dark Tower. Make a good version of that. Come on now, they've yet to really do anything specifically good with that, which is a shame. Jason Carpenter's bummed to see Megan 2.0 tank. I think it's going to make only 40 million and it's already on streaming. Yeah, it's a major, it's a bummer. I just wish they had made a horror film. You know, I wish they had made a horror sequel to their horror movie, but they decided not to. I still like a lot. I didn't hate Megan 2.0. Definitely wasn't walking out of the theater like, oh, that was just more unwatchable Blumhouse trash. I had a fun time with it, but man, I needed more. I needed more Killer Doll vibes from that movie, and there wasn't a whole lot of that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the spin-off movie is all about this January, though. Mad Apple, thank you for the $5. Appreciate the support. Saying, how is Jake live UK time on 2 occasions in 1 week? That's how we do it, baby. We love the UK here. We are blessed. The red carpet premiere of I Know was amazing. So nostalgic. You know, and I gotta say this because a lot of people are just for whatever reason throwing shade her way. But Jennifer Love Hewitt looked fucking amazing, and I can't believe all the trolls on Twitter who are just saying otherwise. That's insanity to me. She is a gorgeous woman. And anyone who, I'm just going to be real. Like, listen, I respect everyone's opinion, but if you disagree there, your eyes are fucking broken. Go see a doctor. God damn. No, that, she is very attractive. She's amazing. We love Jennifer Love Hewitt in this house. So much love sending her way. And I can't wait to see how she fucking rocks it out in this new movie. So I'm excited. But yes, dude, I'm hyped for this movie. I'm Mad Apple. I think it's going to rock. I'm ready to rock and roll with this one. I want it to be good so bad because after doing so much, I did so much research on the original this week, and I learned a lot about it. And it makes me like just scratch my head and wonder like how it came from the story that it was based off of to where it is now. So I know this is almost contradictory to what I just said, but I do feel like they got to get away from the Lois Duncan novel even more. Like, I feel like if they just completely focus on the Kevin Williamson additions to the story moving forward, which I think this new movie will do, that is a successful way to push this franchise onward and keep it being a slasher series. I think I have a very weird take on this franchise, because I think it's a terrible adaptation of the novel, but I think the fun that's had with the thing that people like about it is the fact that it's a Scream style slasher, but that is not at all what the original novel is. So I think if they want to push this series forward, they want to keep doing things with it, they got to get as far away from that Lois Duncan novel as humanly possible and just go all in on the Kevin Williamson ideas and just expand upon that. Lose more things about what the original novel was moving forward. And I think that they can make this series into something that does, kind of go on forever or whatever, like how Scream will. So we'll see what this new movie does. I think, could it push the series in a new direction that, makes it kind of a new slasher staple? I think that's absolutely possible, but it's going to take a lot of work. Just how it is, and I'm excited to see what Jennifer Caton Robinson has brought to this series. I think she's a great choice for continuing this franchise too. I don't know if you guys have seen Do Revenge, but man, that's a Scream inspired movie if I've ever seen one. That's an I Know What You Did Last Summer inspired movie if I've ever freaking seen one. So I totally understand why she was the choice for this movie. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we get ourselves into here. Eli Cortez is also saying, "What's up, Jake and Horror Fam?" Yo, Eli. Mad Apple, thank you for 2 super chats now. You rock, my friend. Also throwing another 2 in there saying, "Was going to touch on that. Absolutely beautiful. Hell yeah. Rock on." we love that. Dude, it just bums me out, man. Why do people suck? Why do people have to spread negativity online? I don't get it. I feel some folks I feel just do it for attention. I don't even think they even mean what they're saying. Like, I genuinely think they're just like, I just want to be shitty, and that's how I get attention. It all comes down to, I'm going to go on a rant here, and I'm so sorry, but it all comes down to like child psychology. I'm dead serious. I'm so passionate about this crazy shit. Like, I love horror movies, don't get me wrong, but like, I want to be a father so bad, because I feel like so many people don't get good parenting in their lives. And I feel like that's why we have a lot of assholes in the world. I want, like, honest to God, I want to have a kid so that I can shape a good human being to go into this world. Like, I'm very passionate about that in a weird way. And I just I don't know. I think that there's a lot of people out there who are just terminally online. Is that even the right? Criminally online. Let's go that far. Fuck it. Who just, they want to spread hate and negativity because that's the only way they've learned to get attention. And I feel like that all stems from poor parenting, if I'm being real. If the only time you give your child attention is when you're yelling at them to stop doing something, that's going to lead to really negative things down the line. And it's just something that I don't know. It's something I feel very passionately about. I feel that if you're going to have kids, you got to just be ready to give a lot of energy towards that. And I think some people just don't realize that it's a huge contract you're signing when you're getting yourself into something like that. But it's, I'll go on and on and on and on about that shit, but that's not why we're here. We're here to talk horror. But Mad Apple, I do really appreciate the super chats, my friend. I'm excited for I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm sorry I just spiraled into some philosophical bullshit. I had a Mad Apple for lunch this evening, which is funny. I had a whole ass apple. That's all I had. But Mad Apple, dude, I appreciate your support of the page. I meant to say this. I was like, if Mad Apple shows up, I'm going to say this, dude. You threw in a very big super chat the other day, and I greatly appreciate that. So your support of the page is monumental to making my month, and I just really appreciate you. So thank you. Thanks for being here, dude. Thanks for the support. We got some more friends rolling in. We got Jack Bates saying, "I just got done rewatching the first I Know What You Did Last Summer. Watching I Still Know, but skipping I'll Always Know." Good. It's not canon. We don't accept that film. But I'm glad. Enjoy the sequel as well, my friend. Benji is with us saying thinking any legacy characters survive this go around. I'm still dead set on Ray being our killer. That's been my Ray and Chase Sue Wonder's character, Eva. I think it's going to be an Eva Ray team up for some reason. They're both suspicious in the trailer to me. That's what I'm going with. Dylan's hanging out with us. Dylan and Luke from Splattercast. What's up, dudes? I love my son. He is the reason I get up every day. You will be a great father, Jake. Hey, that is so wonderful to hear. I know you're a great dad, Dylan, because I hear you talk about your family all the time. And I think you're a great dude, my friend. I have so much love for you. Little do you know. Go subscribe to Splattercast. This guy's almost at 50,000 subs. He's killing it. He's killing it out there. So deserved. You guys rock. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the good times. You guys are fucking sick. Great addition to the horror community right there. You're about to go see the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. Take me with you, bro. What do you mean? Freaking lucky? I'm seeing it at 2 o'clock tomorrow, dude. I'm seeing the first showing at my theater, and I'm racing back here to get a review out. So I'm excited. Fingers crossed that it's good. I hope it rocks. I don't know if it's going to, but I hope it does. Good. I need a surprise. I need a sleeper hit right now. That'd be awesome. Platin Phoenix? Can we get the OG Tatum somehow back into the franchise as a cousin or so? Oh, you know what? She is such a great part of that original movie, isn't she? That's another thing I feel about the original Scream. Like, I'm hyped for a lot of the new members of the cast in this one, but like, you're never going to get better than that original cast for the first Scream. They're all genuinely excellent. Like, I think they're all just top of the, oh my God, hiccup, crazy. Top of the line, just some of the best characters in 90s horror just across the board. Not even just our main characters, a lot of the side folks too. Lots to love about just everybody in that original Scream. I get why we keep trying to find ways to connect to the original, because there is so much going on there. So much going on there that's just genuinely brilliant. Eli Cortez, thank you so much, my friend. You and your wife are going to be amazing parents, my guy. Well, I appreciate that. We both really want to start a family at some point. It's I don't know. It's just something that I'm oddly passionate about. I had great folks when I was coming up, and I'm just really grateful for that. So I want to pass that love on, you know. Mad Apple's throwing $5 out there again. You're killing it, dude. Thank you for the support. As a father of 2 daughters, 18 and 8, you'll be an amazing dad. Oh my God. Yeah. God bless you, sir. And you're so welcome for the bag drop a few days ago. Keep being you. Thank you, dude. Again, just means the world. So thank you. So much love to you, my friend. Thank you for being here. If I ever get out to the UK, we're getting a beer. We're getting a tall glass of something. I don't even know. But dude, thank you so much for the love. Really do appreciate it. So much love to you, my friend. Splattercast is saying I'm going to text you. Shit, dude, I'm not even kidding. Kim did not send me an email. Hang on now. I shouldn't be saying that out loud. Bro, I'm going to, if there's an email in my thing right now for an I Know What You Did Last Summer screening, I'm going to like shit my pants on screen. I'm going to do it. No, never got one. Dylan, can I call you? Dylan, can I get on the phone with you? Because if it's at 7 o'clock, I got time. I got time to send some emails, maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, I greatly appreciate you guys a ton. And I'm going to just go silent for like 2 seconds on stream here. I'm going to make a phone call. And I might have to leave after this. But this could mean I Know What You Did Last Summer early. So give me 2 seconds here, everybody. I'm so sorry, everybody. I had to mute myself for a second there, but I'm seeing I Know What You Did Last Summer early tonight, so I got to get going. Holy shit. Oh my God. Okay, no, you know what? We're gonna hang out for 10 more minutes and then we're peacing out. 10 more minutes. Fuck it. I'm so excited. Oh my God. Sorry, I had to turn the audio off for a second. I had to call a buddy. I had to call in a few favors. I got to do some. I have to do some favors now for Splattercast. So no, I'm kidding. Okay, let's get back to this for 10 more minutes. I'm so fucking excited. I'm the luckiest human being on planet Earth. Okay, let's get into this. Mistakes in life is a good thing because if you ever have kids, then you can make sure they they don't mess up where you did. That's very true, Cryptic Case. I agree 100%. Perry Moberg, you missed nothing. I just my buddy came into the chat, said I could maybe get into a screener for I Know What You Did Last Summer early tonight, and we just made it happen. So I'm unbelievably excited. I'm shitting my pants. I'm so excited. I'm so ahead with the week now. I could do a little skibbity doo, little jump in the sky like that. I'm so excited. Sean P Tattoos is saying, quick, who can lip read? That's hilarious. Oh man. Okay, what else do we got here? I think I could watch a full stream with no audio and Jake talking with his hands. I could do my best. Could do my best to wiggle some information out of these fingers. Oh my God. Eli saying congrats. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Good hanging with you, Jake. Again, almost like old times. Hell yeah, Jason. We're getting into some new Scream coverage very soon here. I imagine we'll have a trailer towards the end of the year, and it's going to be just total chaos on this page again, and I'm really excited for it. Love me some good chaos. Let me tell you. Matt Apple saying yes, enjoy. Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna vibe out. I cannot wait. I was gonna go see Superman tonight, but this takes priority. Come on now. I'll go see Superman tomorrow. Where's the I Know What You Did Last Summer review? Early tomorrow morning, apparently, is where it is. That's where it'll be. Curious when the embargo goes up for this one. I have no idea. Have you watched Funhouse? David, that's next up on my list. I couldn't find it for free, so I watched that movie Intruder instead or we talked about on the other stream. Funhouse though, I'm getting it next thing I watch after things I have to watch for the job. But I'm definitely checking out Funhouse as soon as humanly possible. That's next up on the list. I've been really vibing with a lot of the 80s slashers you guys have recommended that I'm like, I can't believe I've never even heard of this before. This is nuts. So Funhouse, definitely one I'm going to get to very soon here. Jack Bates is saying, I think it's because Brandy's character gets seen more as a co-survivor and best friend of Julie rather than the classic final girl. She's awesome. I missed your first chat. Jack says, I want Brandy to return as someone who's black and grew up watching horror. I always considered her one of my fave final girls, but kind of like Gail, not many mention her in that combo. I agree. I think Brandy's a great character, a great side character, and I'm glad she lives. Because there's unfortunately there's a lot of characters in the horror genre who don't. And I think you kind of can smell when I'm stepping in there. So I love Brandy, and I'm quite excited to potentially even see her in this new movie. Rumor has it she's involved somehow. I really hope she's the end credits scene. It's Carla coming back saying, we're here to fight the next fisherman. That'd be awesome. Love Brandy a ton, though, and I can't wait to see her in this new movie. It's going to be a lot of fun. Perry, I will absolutely do an out-of-theater reaction very late tonight. You probably won't see that until like 10 p.m. Eastern time, which is 5 hours from now, but you will see that around then. Yes, I will do. I see a ton of people saying that. Yeah, I'll do a short reaction once I get out of the theater for sure. This is, honest to God, I think I'm so excited for this movie because it's the one that I don't know what it, like, I have no idea what it could go either way for me. I could love it. I could absolutely hate it. I think it's going to be one or the other for me. And I really don't have a finger on this pulse of this movie. So I'm like, I like rolling those dice. And that's why I'm especially excited for this one. Jason Carpenter saying, lucky man, I gotta wait until Saturday at noon to see it. It's funny. I don't have, like, I'm actually seeing it only like, what is it? Is that fucking, I'm only seeing it 19 hours earlier and I'm over the moon right now. I'm 19 hours earlier than I was going to see it and I'm over the moon, dude. I'm like jumping for joy over here, but I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Emo nerd girl saying, you have fun at the movie, get popcorn, don't forget the butter. You're damn right. You gotta butter up the popcorn. Come on now. Put it in the chat, ladies and gents. What do you guys get at the movie theaters? I am so, I'm not picky about anything usually, but I almost always get the same thing at the theaters. And it's a cherry Coke and a tub of popcorn. I'm a simple guy. Every now and then I'll go nuts and I'll get a blue slush or blue icy every now and then. But most of the time it's cherry Coke and popcorn. It's always those two things. It's the best combination that's ever graced humanity, in my humble opinion. But that's that's just my thing. Let me know. What's your theater combination? What's your concessions? What do y'all get from there? Curious. Picky Piggy is saying, I wish that Eric survived in Final Destination 6. He's awesome. They did a little bit of a twisty turn with his character though, halfway through that movie that I thought was fun. I almost thought he was gonna make it, but no. It was fun. It was fun the way we sent that. I thought that was sick. Oh shit. I just got a notification that the Final Destination Bloodlines directors broke down every elaborate kill in their horror hit. It's a new Letterboxd article. That's so funny. What are the odds of that? Dave gets an extra large popcorn and an extra large cherry Coke. Fuck yeah, Dave. Exactly. You know what's good, brother. David, dude, you wrote that right as I said it, I bet. That's fucking sick, man. Dave, you rock. High five. I'm going to imagine you high-fived the screen when I did that. Martin Shaw is saying mixed sweet and salted. Ooh, sweet and salted popcorn, large ice blast. Oh shit. Sweet and salt. I don't even know what, like kettle corn? Is that what you're talking about? You're crazy, Martin. I fucking love that. Jason gets a Jack and Coke. Oh, I've seen those. The slushies, man. I bet those are good. 2 carry-on shots with my large Coke Zero. You're getting fucking trashed. I love it. Medium popcorn. Have fun. Be responsible. Medium popcorn with a ton of butter and some nachos with Rico's cheese, preferably 2 cups. Gotta get that whole nacho covered in cheese now. Come on now. Picky Piggy gets some sweets, crisps, and a drink. Okay, rock on. Always a good combination. Very good stuff. Candy at a movie theater, I love the ropes. You know what I'm talking about? The sweet tart ropes. Is that what they are? Those are insane. I'm addicted to those. I'm not going to say that. Oh man, delicious. Large popcorn, large Dr. Pepper. My sister is just absolutely loves Dr. Pepper. Big fan. It's not my preferred pop, but she loves it. Paula gets Diet Pepsi. Rock on. Very good choice. Gory Tiger's also with us. What's up, Gory Tiger? How's it going? Welcome in. Appreciate you a ton. Eli Cortez is saying, get the Tabado special milk duds with popcorn. That's what my dad does every single time. He gets, when we were at Jurassic World Rebirth, that's exactly what he got. That's funny. Milk duds and popcorn. It's a good combination, dude. It's a caramel, chocolate, and butter. Sweet and salty, Jack Bates gets peach rings and a cup of Sprite. That's okay. That would go hard. I totally see that working. That's a good mix. Jason says, I don't get trash, but a good buzz. And I'm jovial with other moviegoers after the movie credits. That's really funny, dude. Rock on. You gotta have fun. You know what I mean? You gotta have fun. Emo Nerd Girl gets Twizzlers. Great choice. Made with butter. Did you guys know that? You know that like one of the main ingredients in Twizzlers is butter? You wouldn't think that. It's like, huh? What? Learned that kind of recently that I thought was interesting. Mad Apple, thanks for the $10, man. Your snack is on me. You freaking rock, man. Thank you so much. I'm getting myself that large cherry Coke now. You know it. Thank you though, man. I greatly appreciate you a ton. Well, I gotta shower, get ready, and do all that stuff because I am sweaty from 2 hours of streaming. If I lifted up my arms right now, you would see 2 big old nasty pitters. But guys, I really appreciate you all a ton for hanging out with us. Mad Apple and everybody else, all you guys, just thank you for the support of the page. It means a great deal to me. And also thank you for checking out today's video. It was a really fun one to make. So appreciate your guys' support all the way around. We will be live again on Friday. I know right now it says it's going to be a general typical stream just like this, but we're doing something weird. I'm changing it up. And I hope you guys enjoy it. We're trying something on Friday. It's going to be a game. People get to participate in said game very easily, and I think it's going to be a good time. But check it out on Friday. We'll be live then. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. As always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out.